Hi everyone. I'd like to start with another thank you to everyone who has shared my first video. I hope you come back to watch the others. And I've created a playlist that will have this ongoing journey through the PIP assessment process um, to kind of document the sort of rubbish that we have to go through to justify the pins that we actually get. Um, and if people think that I'm recording these all in one day, um, especially as I'm wearing the same t-shirt, the reason I'm wearing the same t-shirt is because I haven't bathed in 3 days. The reason being I can't afford to keep the hot water the water heated up because of the amount of electric it takes up. And I have no reason to go out because there's nothing for me out there. But I can prove that this is done on the day that I'm posting this, because if you go to the Channel 5 catch up channel tomorrow, you'll be able to see my appearance today on the right stuff when I was one of the people who phoned in about a mental health subject. So to those people who think that I'm trying to pull the wool over your eyes, I have documentary proof. But you just have to hurry up because it only lasts for a month. But go on to Catch Up TV and watch today's right stuff. Towards the end, it was the last phone in. This is a bit of a catch up on my progress so far in trying to track down the evidence that I will need for my PIP review. I've got it written down. So I have phoned my former therapist. Unfortunately, she only works on a Tuesday and Wednesday, which makes it really difficult because even if she gets back to me tomorrow, there's a possibility that I may not get into the position where I'll be able to see her early enough to get the written notes that I need for next week. So there you go. And it was a 9-minute call, which thanks to my landline provider putting up their charges has now cost me about £1 because it's 10p a minute now. Used to be 1p, 9p increase per minute, and they say the cost of living isn't going up. So my therapist, who's already written me a letter saying that I was at the therapy sessions earlier this year, I just need something with some conclusions in it rather than just proof that I was there. So hopefully I'll get a call back tomorrow. I will let you know, and I will take a phone call if I'm recording one of these and I get the phone call. I will keep the phone. I won't put it on speaker, but I will take the phone call during the recording. So that's one iron in the fire. I have phoned my local Thurrock Mind, to try and get an advocate who may be able to attend with me. That was quickly sorted out because unfortunately he'd just gone into a meeting. The call that I made was at 10, or the end of the call was at 10:39. It's about an hour and 45 minutes later. I still haven't received a call, but hopefully I'll get a call later on. I have been told they will get back to me as soon as possible, but I've heard that before. I will chase them up later, but again, it's a stretched service. and to come to get an appointment this quickly will be difficult. To then have the lady or gentleman come with me for what will essentially be half a day may be impossible, and that's due to the cuts to services. Thank you very much, Tory government. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. I tried calling my psychiatrist's secretary to get any notes that I may not have already been sent, which may include stuff from the therapist, but I'm going to try and see the therapist separately anyway. Again, it was a 4-minute phone call for nothing, another 40p cost, because the secretary was away from her desk. Again, I am at the mercy of whether she will phone back at all. Again, I don't really blame her if there is a problem, and I do know it's a woman, so I'm not being sexist. So I'm just waiting to hear back. That call was put through at 11:20 or finished at 11:20, so that's an hour and 10 minutes that I've been waiting so far. I probably am not expecting anything until later on this afternoon anyway, because again, she is stretched because she is a very busy secretary for a very busy psychiatrist. The very busy psychiatrist is overstretched because the cuts to services mean that he is seeing more patients, which is why I very rarely get seen by him, even though I'm supposed to be seen on a 3-monthly basis. However, I'm also, as well as trying to get any notes that she may have that are more up to date than the one that I sent with my PIP review form, I am hoping that she will also be able to sort out an appointment date for me, so I can at least say I've got an appointment coming up. I was pointed in a direction of thorough advocacy service, which when I phoned up turned out to be the Thorough Mind Advocacy Service. So that was a lead. I was hoping I would have a choice of 2 advocacy services, so that one might be able to go with me if the other one couldn't. Unfortunately, it's just the one. So, like I said, I'm still waiting to hear back from Thorough Mind as to whether they can see me prior to the appointment for the PIP review, or whether they can send someone with me on the day. I also had a 4-minute conversation, another 40p that I can ill afford to spend, with my GP's office, rather, to try and track down any information on the knee injury that I had last year, because the letter I've got says there's damage to the knee, but it doesn't specifically mention arthritis, which was brought up in the consultation I had at Southend Hospital. So I'm hoping that they will be able to find the letter or a letter that will specifically mention that. But anything after the date of the letter I've got is what I'm looking for, because it's more up to date. The trouble is, and this is something that people in my position are going to be faced with, there is a cost involved in getting them to go through your records and find those letters, because the patient should be sent copies of the letters anyway. Because we're not, GPs can charge to get the information that should be freely available. Yeah, photocopy charges, I can understand that, but to actually charge you to look for it when it should be freely available. It is your record, don't forget. Is a bit much. And I've put in the email because the woman isn't there until tomorrow. Again, another delay, which may stop me getting the vital evidence I need for my PIP review assessment. I've sent an email and I said, please contact me before you start any work because I need to know how much this is going to cost. And also, please don't have a go at me because it's, although I didn't put it this way, don't have a go at me for the short notice because I haven't had much more notice than you have. In fact, this is the very first opportunity I have had to contact you. So I understand it's short notice, and I've said this to everyone. I know this is short notice, but that's not my fault. That is Atos Healthcare and the DWP, who refuse to give us proper amounts of time to collate the data that they should be collating anyway. They should be calling up these places, but they don't. A former PIP assessor has said so. They should be doing that, but in her experience, they didn't. So it's up to us, the poor downtrodden person who is having to jump through hoops to justify our existence and our survival, to do the legwork for them, even though they're paid to do it. It really doesn't gel as a decent system. So I have to wait for tomorrow to find out whether the woman at the GP will even look up the stuff, and I've got to find out whether how much that's going to cost, and if I can't afford it, then that is evidence I will not be able to take to my PIP assessment, which again is stacking the deck in my against me. I've also been told that because I have to take a train to go to the assessment office, really I should ask for a home assessment, because they'll use the fact that I get on a train to get to the assessment against me. Well, I already know that, but quite frankly, if I have a home assessment and they still take my PIP away from me, then my home will become associated with that, and there are so many bad memories associated with my flat anyway that I don't want another one. I'd rather go there and risk them using it against me. Let's face it, the DWP will use anything against you, and it's a risk that I am willing to take, to go there so that my home doesn't get any more uncomfortable than it already is. So I hope this catch up so far. I will put another update on tomorrow with how things are going. Hopefully things will get a little better, because at the moment I even lost it when I was on the right stuff, which I usually don't when I do phone up, because there are some issues that need to be addressed. I lost it. I started crying, and you can hear the emotion if you do get to see it. If you get a copy, that'd be great. I'd love to see it again, just for the pure comfort of my own voice, because I don't like my voice. So I will be doing these updates, as I say, and I will also any information, which is the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the information that people have so generously put forward and the offers of help and everything. I will be chasing those up in a minute. I just wanted to do this first because this is the stuff that I can do that is within my power The rest is a lot of reading and contacting people that I may not know but who have offered help, which I am humbled by. See, mind has gone. My mental train has completely derailed again. I wanted to get this out of the way first. Then I can concentrate on that. So I hope. Oh yeah. The some of the information is in comments on the first video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to publish those under every video in this series, so that people that's links, that's information in comments and stuff like that. Anything I find that will help people going through the same process, I will put in the commentary, the commentary box under the video, so that other people can get the same help that I am being offered with regard to links and information. I'm not going to give out email addresses. Don't worry if you have sent me an email address or offered help via Facebook. I won't give out that information, but the information that is available that no one could object to me putting, I will put in under every single video in this series. So anyone going through the same problem will be able to get the same help that I'm getting. Getting PIP is not easy. They have made it very difficult. They've set such a high bar that I was surprised that I got it in the first place. And unfortunately, I have since May, the end of May this year, when my ex-wife moved out, I am now absolutely dependent on getting PIP because of all the other expenses. If I lose my PIP, I lose my ability to pay my bills. And I don't think people who are the naysayers and the deniers that our country has come to this dreadful state realise how desperate the situation is. So sorry for waffling, but I think documenting my journey in this way, and so long as everybody continues to share the video, or the playlist, so they get to see the whole thing, we'll see that what happened in I, Daniel Blake, which is based on a true story, but it is being poo-pooed as being fictional, putting my journey on here day by day, so you can see how it is affecting me day by day, right until I get my result, and then afterwards, depending on what the result is. You can't poo-poo this, because this is the real story. It's not fictional. I do apologise. I'm just going to... Oh, no, it's gone. Please, if you care, do share these videos. Not just the first one. The first one is good, but so people get the day-by-day blow that it is to go through a process like this. It would be helpful if you shared all the videos in the series, or shared it as the playlist so people can watch it. It's not easy viewing, I do realise that, and I'm risking making myself look a complete tit, but I think it's important. Thank you.